This is your girl Rita, and welcome to my channel called Gold Digger. So, what my channel is about me trying to reach and achieve my goals, and it will chronicle me as an entrepreneur, business owner, trying to achieve goals in business, in my life, in terms of health and fitness, my goals in terms of financial freedom, as well as my goal, my spiritual goals. Okay, so I am trying to deepen as well as strengthen the relationship I have with God. If I'm saying that He is the head of my life and supposed to be the center of my life, I have really been thinking about, am I truly prioritizing Him over other things, and what more can I give to Him? So I have been working on that with myself internally to see what I can do and how I can deepen and strengthen my relationship with God, because there are some things that I can do. I am by no means perfect at all, but I do want to get better with my Jesus walk. So that is the one of the goals that I have currently, one of my goals that I will be having for 2020. So today I'm coming to you to share with you some of my goals, or just share with you some of the ways that I am trying to do that. And I decided to do this video, which is going to be talking about something that has deeply and richly impacted my life fairly recently, probably in the past couple of months, few months or so. And it is Transformation Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with Pastor Mike Todd. Some of you, or a lot of you, have probably heard of Transformation Church and Pastor Mike Todd. They have a phenomenal ministry, and currently they have a phenomenal series that they're doing called Crazy Faith. And I was introduced to this video by one of my good dear friends, and it has been mind blowing, life altering, and life changing for me. And it is kind of renewed and reinvigorized me with saying, hey, I have to do better in this walk that I'm having with Christ, and I need to do better in my Christian journey, so to speak. So on this past Sunday, I was watching the church. The church, like I said, the church is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I am usually watching the church, the videos that they have, and they have tons of videos. I definitely encourage you to check it out. They have tons of video on YouTube, and they stream their service on Sunday. So you get live streaming of their service on Sundays. And this past Sunday, Pastor Mike Todd, he said something that has prompted me to make this video. And basically what he said is that the pastor should not just be the only one preaching or speaking the word of God, that we as the congregation, we as members of the body of Christ should be also doing that. And I know that inherently, like, you're supposed to spread the gospel or whatever, but sometimes you may not always do it because you're like, I'm not an ordained preacher, minister, however you want to call it. Sometimes you don't do it because you don't want other people to judge you, because when you spread the word, that by no means means that you yourself are perfect. You are just blessed and sharing what God has done for you, how He has impacted your life, how He has blessed your life, and things of that nature. But sometimes people will judge you, I guess, pretty much in the same way that some people judge pastors, and forget that people are human and we are going to make mistakes. So sometimes we may be careful not to share everything to people because we don't always want to be judged. And I know for me myself, I'm like, I'm not the person to be always, telling I'm not walking around quoting scriptures and stuff like that, but I'm not the person that you need to be looking to if you want necessarily spiritual guidance, because I felt like I'm not qualified for that. But he had said, like, it shouldn't just be the pastor who is preaching and teaching the word. And he says that he had said that God can use anybody to teach his word or to share his word. And when he said that, because I was thinking about my channel was new, and I was thinking about the different videos that I would do and that kind of thing. And I knew I would touch upon my spiritual journey, but exactly what that meant, I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to translate that through. Because like I said, I'm not a pastor. I'm not about to be giving you a sermon or something like that. So I didn't know how I was going to embody that and share that part of my life on my YouTube channel. So, but when he said that, I was like, okay, God, I hear you. And I will do your will, and I will obey what you have told me, and I will share your word with other people. So that is what I'm coming to do today. And like I said, I am not perfect. I'm just sharing with you some of the things that I will say that he's doing in my life, or some things that have been brought to my attention, and hopefully that will help someone else in their journey. And if you're not a Christian or whatever, maybe even help you to seek Christ for yourself and to know him for yourself. So today's video is going to be talking about the sermon that Pastor Mike Todd did of Transformation Church called Crazy Faith. So they have this sermon series called Crazy Faith, and they have been doing it for a long time. It's I forget when it started, but it's been for several months that it has started. And the first part is what I'm going to be doing. And what I have been doing, I have watched all the Crazy Faith sermons that have been part of this series. And usually I will either watch it online, or like watch it live during the streaming, or I would watch it after the fact. And then usually I sit down, especially if I'm watching it during the streaming, I'm getting it and I'm just, taking it all in. But then I will go back and watch it again with my little notepad and take notes, because I like to be present in the moment when I'm watching sermons. And so when it's coming to me the first time, I just want to get it how I get it. And I don't want to be writing down stuff and missing stuff and that kind of stuff. I just want to get it how I get it that first time. But then I will go back after, receiving it for the first time, and I will go back and listen to it again. And usually that's too, because when I'm listening to the replay, I can pause it, stop, right, and that kind of stuff. But when it's coming to me live, I can't, I think you can pause it actually, but I'm not in the moment to like pause it. It's like I'm just trying to get it naturally, and I'll come back and get, I'll pick up all the other little pieces later that I might have missed or need to dive into deeper with. So I'm going to be taking some of my favorite topics from the sermon topics from that Crazy Faith series, and sharing with you the messages that I have gotten, or the significant points that I have gotten from the different messages. Okay, but like I said, I encourage you to watch it for yourself, because it's nothing better than getting it firsthand for yourself and not secondhand from somebody else. But I'm just going to share with you my my topic. So the first one that I am going to do is the first one with just the Crazy Faith series. And I'm not going to give the whole message away. I will say, like I said, watch that video, especially at the end. It is going to bless you and blow your mind. So please do that. But this is the first sermon in their Crazy Faith series. And what I gathered from it is he had asked the question, do you have the faith to live your life out on the limb? And I really had to think about that and ask myself, am I playing it safe, or am I living my life and trusting in Jesus? It's like, am I doing things like to safeguard stuff, or am I really going to be, out here trusting and totally depending on Jesus and following his word? Or am I just sitting back and playing it safe and going off the knowledge that I have, and not, turning to him? Because sometimes you can be too smart, and you can be too intelligent, and you're like, well, I know this is how it should be, this is how it's supposed to go, that kind of stuff. And because you're so inherently intelligent and smart or whatever, that you if it doesn't make sense to you, you don't always follow it, even though it seems like it's coming from God. So, do I live my life playing it safe, or am I totally trusting and depending on God? So, when he said, do you have the faith to live your life out on the limb? It really made me stop and think of, what am I doing? What am I playing safe? What am I not trusting God for? Because it's so risky. It's like, God, is this really what you want me to do? Because this is outside of the norm, that kind of thing. So yeah, so that was one of the points. And when he talked about crazy faith, he said another point he made is, he said it may be crazy when you start doing it, but it will be faith when it actually happens. And that resonated with me, because about a year ago, and since this time, there were some things. I'm self-employed. I'm a business owner and stuff like that. So I have to make a lot of decisions. I feel like I am living my life out on the limb, but sometimes I do try to play it safe, just because it seems like my life is already wild and crazy. But there have been some things where, especially in my business, that I was really asking God, like, am I being foolish, or am I just being faithful? And now that's just like to keep it real, because I'm like, God, I feel real foolish at this moment. Like, am I being stupid, or am I being faithful? So am I being faithful, or am I being foolish? And I really had to have a conversation with God, like, Lord, I don't mind looking crazy if it's for you, but please don't have me out in these streets looking crazy because of me. Like, if it's for you, God, I have no problems with looking crazy. But if this is me doing this, or not doing this, or going against this, or whatever, if this is me and my doing, then I'm like, okay, I'm not really down for that. So there was a period, especially a really strong period about a year ago, where I really was like, am I being faithful, or am I just being plain foolish? And oftentimes when you're caught up in that moment, or when you're in that moment, or in that situation, that's when you really, really, really have to, like, lean and depend on God, and pray and ask for guidance and ask for wisdom and things like that. And a lot of times too, you'll ask for those things and you still won't get your answers, and you still have to move in faith, essentially. So I could definitely relate to that. That had resonated to me. So, like I said, I don't mind looking foolish for God, but as long as it is for His will and for His doing, and it's because of His instructions. And another point that he made is that sometimes you will have to leave the comfort of what you know to follow God's instructions. And like I said, I can totally relate to that. My life as a business owner has definitely not been comfortable. It has been a season of just being totally uncomfortable. Nothing has felt comfortable. I've been outside of the norm for a long time, and I won't say I'm getting accustomed to it, but nothing that I've done is comfortable. Nothing that I've done is easy. And another point he made is sometimes the facts you want erodes the faith that you need. And that goes back to what I was saying. Sometimes you can be so intelligent, you want, like, okay, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen 2 weeks from now? Okay, what's going to happen this next minute, this moment? If I do X, Y, and Z, is it going to lead to A, B, and C? You know, like, what, if I do this, what's going to happen next? Because if I don't know what's going to happen next, then I'm not going to even do it. So sometimes the facts that you want erodes the faith that you need. And yes, that can, I know for myself personally, that has caused me to hesitate on doing stuff because I'm like, hold up. Boy, if I do this, what is going to happen? Or like, is this guaranteed? And it's not necessarily guaranteed, but you definitely have to step out on faith and walk in faith and trust in God, not in yourself, that everything is going to work out on the end. And it can be scary. It can be, like I said, it's definitely uncomfortable, but you have to put your trust in them. And he used the verse Hebrews 11:1, where it says, now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. And he said, it's not faith if you can see it, and it's not faith if it wasn't once a hope. And he asked, what do you need to start hoping for? So sometimes, and he went on to talk about sometimes we will stop hoping for things because we have been discouraged in the past. Things have not always turned out the way you want it to go. So you kind of stop hoping, and you stop believing that things are going to happen. But you need to hope, because that is what faith is. It's not faith if you can see it, and it's not faith if it wasn't once a hope. So I really reflected on, like, what are some of the things that you're hoping for, and I took some time and wrote those things down in my prayer time, in my journal time, just to have a little talk with Jesus and tell him all the things that I was hoping for. So those are my takeaways from Pastor Mike Todd's Crazy Faith sermon series, first video. Check it out. Like I said, I'm not going to give away the whole thing. These are just my takeaways. You need to watch it for yourself, because God has tremendously blessed and is continuing to bless this church in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and doing amazing things and going exceedingly abundantly above all that they have been asking for. And to hear their testimony firsthand, and that's why I say y'all need to watch that video, because it's their testimony. It's not my testimony, so I can't tell it like they tell it. So check it out, because it will definitely change your life and be instrumental for you. So I am going to end with the question, what are you having crazy faith for? Please feel free to share your answers in the comments section. I look forward to hearing them, and hopefully we can come together and believe that God will bring to fruition the things that all of us are hoping for, all the things that we are having the crazy faith for, because he is nothing that God can't do. He can do exceedingly abundantly above any and all things that you can even think or imagine. So please, please, please don't doubt Jesus. All right, that is all I have for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. I will be posting videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So please stay tuned and check it out. This is your girl Rita, also known as the Gold Digger. Until next time, take care, guys.